We were talking just a moment ago about, leftist gun control, and I wanted to pull up this story. This is from Fox News. Parkland activist calls out media for not aiding gun reform efforts under Biden after doing so under Trump. Suddenly, you're just an angry leftist who will never be happy with anything, Cameron Kasky said. I don't think Cameron Kasky is a leftist at all. Leftist.
He's just a theater kid.
Yeah, he's a theater kid, but he's more like an establishment Democrat. So I don't see him as like a socialist. I don't think he posts this stuff. Maybe he does. Maybe I'm wrong. But there's a big difference between the leftists, like the Antifa types, who are literally like wanting an insurrection and buying a bunch of guns and quoting Marx all day. When Marx said, under no pretext shall arms and ammunition be surrendered. The workers must frustrate this with force if necessary. He's just an establishment guy, right? So these are like the elites. These are the shocked nobility of Capital City going like, egad, the people have guns. Oh, how could they? He's surprised now that the media has completely abandoned him now that Joe Biden is president and they don't need his vote anymore. It's funny how that happens, isn't it? He said, quote, right now, this very moment is very complicated. It's a very complicated time for gun violence prevention activists. They're not. But anyway, because with Biden in the White House, the media does not want to aid us in demanding stronger gun reforms because whatever Joe Biden does is suddenly the right thing to do, Kasky said. When Donald Trump was the president, calling for an assault weapons ban and saying that the measures that he was putting in place were not nearly enough was a very popular opinion. Now, if you're calling for an assault weapons ban, suddenly just an angry leftist who will never be happy with anything. That was always true. They were using you to try and get Donald Trump out of office. The assault weapon ban would have never done anything, and that's why your ideas don't make sense. But it's no surprise now the media is like, we're out.
Yeah.
They didn't want to help him in the first place.
Well, and now, I tweeted this because I think the Washington Post had an op-ed about how Biden's White House is the most blue-collar White House in history, which is like completely not true. But I guess if you have a job, you're considered blue-collar. And I said, Clinton got fellatio from one intern. Now the entire press corps is doing it for Biden left and right.
Dude, they love him, or they love what he's representing or
Biden?
allowing to happen. Yeah.
Biden is the greatest president of this or any generation. The greatest president.
Tell a lie
in
enough
American.
times, people start to believe it.
Could you imagine the people who don't watch the news anymore who actually believe that? Where you've got a guy who goes on TV and he says true and nana shabbat pressure, and they think this guy is capable of running a country.
And the thing is, he's remarkably radical. Biden is far more radical than I even thought that he would be. He's very, very far to the left with things that he's doing, and people still consider him a moderate, and it's just bizarre to me. And he's like this fragile old guy that they're like, oh no, he's fine, he's a moderate. No, the things that he's doing. He just got rid of that monument ban, that monument ban. Who was sitting there saying, oh man, I was going to destroy a monument today, but Trump did that executive order, and he was like, no, I'll be your advocate. You could destroy monuments again. Why? Why? Why was that the thing that he was like, I got to do this? And maybe it's just been the face of Trump. I don't know, but it's bizarre.
I do think you're being a little unfair to Joe Biden.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. So I want to read you a quote. It's very profound and inspirational. Something that Joe Biden said that's going to make you, at least you got to give him some credit. Joe Biden said, the best way to get something done, if you hold it near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway.
Is that a real quote?
Yes.
When was that recent?
I don't know.
I think you can listen to him say it.
It's
really
I wonder if I
horrifying.
can find the video.
I hate it so much.
Anyway.
It's worse than the way I read it.
That was a commencement speech, probably.
I was trying to read that as if it were. All right, let's see if this is it.
Can we play it?
I'm a very, very practical guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't make it any louder though, huh?
Mm.
I don't think. Can anybody hear this? I don't think they can hear it
Oh.
because I can't make it any louder than it is.
That sucks.
Oh.
That's a press
Let me
conference,
voice is
though.
let me try and
exhausting.
find a better video.
Yeah. His whole thing about, and I don't know. I think that Biden has these grand proposals that are large and trillions of dollars, and that's what you do after you're Lyndon Johnson and you win 46 states. Now, that's after you win your FDR and you win, I guess there was only 48 states at the time, 47 states at the time, so 45. Or Reagan after he won 49, or Nixon after 49. This is what he did, where he won by 45,000 votes in 3 states and a 50-50 Senate and lost seats in the House.
I think it's because he knows he's not going to be there for very long. And do you remember when I think it was somebody in the press who was talking about how great it is that they can use Biden to make it look like what they're doing is not radical? He's like, everyone thinks he's super nice, but we're being able to get all this stuff done.
Yeah, but isn't it funny how Kamala has far lower approval ratings than he does?
Not
I
surprising.
mean, it's not surprising at all. She's the Hillary Clinton factor, where she's not a likable person.
and
She's
got
just got that
laugh.
natural. That laugh is
my
rough,
gosh.
but she has that natural thing. And yeah, maybe he's just likable, and people will sit there and excuse it. But it is really horrendous. And if we go into next year, his approval ratings, I think, are at 52, 51, 53% about, and his disapprovals are in the mid 40s, which is very average for 120-day president. Okay, go ahead, you can play it.
I got it.
You
Go
got
play
it. We can tell.
Play it.
No, I don't think it's working. I don't think people on.
Man, but I can
quiet.
hear it.
No, I don't.
I
think,
could hear it too, but yeah,
I don't think it's
Right.
getting picked up on the.
live stream.
Yeah, on the live stream, whatever.
Yeah,
Oh
that
well.
sucks.
Too
Oh, well.
bad. You can't hear it. But yeah, so the best way to get something done, if you hold near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway.
And that's not
Oh my gosh.
his like tick that he has where he can't speak. That's
No.
not stuttering.
I forgot
That-
what he was saying.
That is.
Can I just on
That's brain
whitehouse.gov?
fog. Yeah.
It's actually
Where's it
here
transcribed?
transcribed.
Oh my gosh.
It's actually transcribed on whitehouse.gov. That's exactly. It is a quote from Joe Biden.
Yeah, and that will never be.
Oh.
I mean, that will never be looked at. All of his, Biden-isms, the way that Trump used to say, like, everything was the greatest, the most wonderful, the best. That was, mocked ridiculously. Biden's, falling apart.
The issue with Biden is that every journalist does this, including conservative journalists. Joe Biden will say something like, "We got lumber prices are too high. We got to get lumber prices, down." And then the conservatives will write, Joe Biden said, quote, "We got to get lumber prices down."
Yes.
No, he didn't. He said,
Oh.
shouldn't on a shot of pressure.
Yeah.
Every
He
journalist
speaks like
does it.
Foghorn Leghorn from like the Looney Tunes
Foghorn
cartoon.
Leghorn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Foghorn
yeah, yeah.
Leghorn. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
And everyone sits there and assumes it. No, that's absolutely true. My grandfather died of Parkinson's and my grandmother's dementia. I'm very used to it. And when he had Parkinson's, he got Lewy body dementia. I know dementia. I'm not like a doctor or whatever. And I don't think that he has any advanced stages of it. But even if he's the perfectly most healthy person in the world, he is a man of a particular age.
He is, yeah.
And, there are a handful of men who go into their 80s, the Clint Eastwoods of the world. They can still sit there and work and operate. But Joe Biden is not
He's
that man.
87, right? 88?
No, he's
70.
79.
79?
79, 80? He's either 79 or 80. I think.
78, I think.
78.
Fooled me,
Yeah.
Well,
man.
I mean, he's aging.
He's decrepit.
Yeah,
He's definitely not spry.
I don't say decrepit
78.
about many living
78.
humans,
That was right.
but
He'll be
that's kinda
79
what they
November.
look like.
But
He
that's
talks
but
like
he's only
this.
5 years older than Trump. And look at like the
Even in the last 2 years, his exhaustion level is just overtaken.
well, he stops working at or he can't be around the press after like a certain hours a day.
He doesn't
Yeah.
answer questions.
You guys need
honestly.
to look this up on your phones real quick because I'm going to show everyone who's watching. There's an article from The Onion. Stress of presidency already ages Biden 10 years.
Yes.
And he looks like a mummy.
He looks
That's so
desiccated.
Yeah, it's just like a rotten corpse, just like
Poor
10
Biden.
years. That's kind of sad.
That's what it feels like. The last 2 years it's just aged him. His
Well-
voice is so much more tired.
What you need to understand, my friend, is that as you're older and older, it's an exponential decline.
Yeah.
I guess,
Like
yeah.
the older you get, the faster your decline is. You look at there's I'm not going to name anybody, but there's some people that I used to look up to who are old and passed on, and it's like you could really see that decline happen, man, faster and faster and faster. Joe Biden's not one of those people. By
Your
the way,
60s to your 70s, people in general, most people I've witnessed go to that age range don't decline very much. 70s to 80s is a big slowdown, and
Yeah.
80s to 90s now is where he's approaching. I mean, very few people are Betty White.
It's like
That's
the
true.
movement is
Or
what
William
keeps you
Shatner.
healthy.
Or William
that
Shatner.
dude's like, I think he's actually like Data from Star Trek.
Yeah. or like Dick Van Dyke. There are a handful,
Yes.
Cloris Leachman. There's a handful of people, Mel Brooks, who like in their 90s stellar, better than I am in my 30s. He is not the president of the United States currently. And also, it's weird when you look at foreign countries. Like the president of Austria is my age.
Yes.
And you're like, or like the
Macron.
chancellor. No, Austria. It's not,
yeah. Well, I'm
but
doing
Macron is young
France as
too.
well.
He's
Yeah.
in the 30s. The guy in Italy is like 31. Like
Oh, yeah.
there are
Wow.
the rest of the world has like people.
And-
Like it's like, if you see Star Wars Phantom Menace and like the princess is like 13, 14 and she's like that's what like the rest of the world looks like compared to our leaders.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.